today. Just kidding, I'm not gonna save shit. What's up, guys? Good morning. What is up? What's up, Xenos, you two nosy? I haven't even seen y'all chat yet, I'm just guessing. I see you two nosy. All right, where's Xenos at? Where is he? we got you two nosy too before we get Xenos. This is crazy. What's up, big man? Deathwire Gaming, how's it going? I'm gonna get the live stream announcement going. Copy text. Oop. All right, we're gonna put a budget gaming PC. I'm gonna say only come to stream if you're handsome. How about that? Switch it up today. What's up, Grimlong Jr., Prime Killer, Kermit, Drop Phoenix. What's up, guys? So this right here is my pretty boy swag. But this is a build for McAllister. And if you're gonna be... Hey, Google, volume to 100%. Hey Google, volume to 30%. Hey Google, skip, please. Thank you, Grimlon, for the 5 subs. It works every time, chat. It's a Grimlong trap. I'm telling you all. Okay, so we're building this PC for McAllister. He's our video editor, if you didn't know. He has a pretty good build. He has a 7600X with a 4070. And the reason we're building this for him, as you guys know, Matt and I have been doing some challenges lately. You know, like we ran only laptops for a month. Like we did another challenge recently. I just can't even think of what it was. But anyways, we've been doing challenges. Well, McAllister, I think, got the itch, and he wants to do a challenge. So the idea that him and I kind of crafted was my kind of thought, and the Grimlong's here, so this works perfect. The video title being something along the lines of "Our PC Gamers Spoiled" or "Our Gamers Spoiled." And this right here is about it's a pretty cheap build. It cost about $458 to build. And the idea is this is a very good price to performance, respectable entry-level gaming PC. Now, McAllister is one of those people who claims he does not care about specs at all. He doesn't care about his build. He literally just wants to go and play his game. So we're going to build in this PC, 458 bucks. We have $1,000 total. So what we're going to do, leaving on the table for him, is $500. Now, he could walk away. Thank you, Midnight. He could walk away with that $500 if he runs this PC for 1 month without upgrading it. But we're going to kind of treat him like we're a computer shop, because we are, and he can use that budget to upgrade this PC to make it more usable for his use case. So basically, it's going to be kind of like a fun little, you know, McAllister, outside of everyone here, probably games the most, but knows the least about the tech. He just doesn't care, which is all good. You know, everybody has different interests. His interests are much more, you know, tabletop, D&D, and gaming, rather than us, you know, being into like tech and stuff. So 458 bucks. Every time he wants to make an upgrade, like one of the upgrades I think he'll make pretty quickly is there's only 512 gigs of storage, which is honestly pushing the point of like most people are like, you should go with the terabyte or more. Yeah, it's kind of deal or no deal. But I think he's going to want to upgrade that very soon because he likes to play a lot of different games. I don't know if they're very large games, but I think he'll run out of storage quickly. You know, and it's cheap. So he'll be like, you know, 50 bucks and I can add an extra 1 terabyte. All right, guys, let's do it. So he'll basically bring the build into us. We'll take $50 off of his $500 that he could walk away with. So now he'll get $450, but now he can play whatever games he wants. And that's what'll be fun about this challenge is he really likes gaming. So, you know, he's like not gonna be able to kind of take the easy route of like, well, I just won't game for a month. Because not only does he like gaming, but also part of the challenge is you still have to game McAllister. So if we, if we realize like we're not getting any updated footage, we're gonna be like, all right, buddy, it's time to start gaming again. You're not doing something. Maybe we'll even take money away for times he doesn't game. I don't know. We'll make something interesting. It is Tool's birthday today. Say happy birthday, Tool. But yeah, so this is a YouTube video. So it's probably gonna take me a while to build, chat. I do need to get footage of basically everything. So depending how I want to do this, because we're not gonna really film. I'm waiting till Matt's back to actually film this video, obviously. But I figured there's no reason to wait to build it. Might as well get it out of the way. So I think I might just do parts B-roll first. And which I'm sure you guys, most of you all have seen how we do that, but if you haven't, it'll be kind of fun, I guess. But we get parts B-roll, and then we will work our way into build montage B-roll. I probably don't even need parts B-roll for like half of these things, but why not, right? Just installed a RX 5550 inside of your Optiplex 3020. Nice, how are you liking it? That's a, it's one of those GPUs Matt and I always joke about. It always lets us down in terms of the price to performance. It's not like a bad card by any means. Like, I think it's a cool card. I'm glad it exists. But every time I spend, like, we'll get one for like, I don't know, 50 bucks. And, sometimes they'll even have 4 gigs of VRAM. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is going to perform like, I don't know, like, maybe not too far from something like, let's say a GT 1030 or like even a GTX 1050, and it's always like way worse. And I'm always like, eh. Yeah, you wouldn't think it'd be that bad. I don't think it should be 4 gigs of GDDR6 though, right, chill boy? That should be. I'm assuming you're not talking about this build. You're talking about the 550. It should be GDDR5 or even 3. Double tap tech. Oh. Time to use some live cropping, chat. Yeah, for those who don't know, it's one of the best features of, here, let me get this other camera set up for you guys. One of the best features of this camera is it has a mode called live crop, which essentially replaces the need for us to use our slider that we used to use all the time. The slider was really cool, and we still use it every so often, but having live crop on a camera is so much nicer. Just so much quicker. There we go. Now you guys can see a couple other angles. Like my back. Call me Dirk. What's up, Dirk? Is this the real Toasty Bros? I hope so. Are you the real Dirk? Or are you gonna have to replace the battery on this camera? That's the worst, guys. I swear that's the one downside to like us filming every day is like all of our equipment, unless it's like brand new, the battery just feels like it just dies so quickly. I guess just from using it so much. Like our camera, we're lucky to get. I would say every day that we're filming, even like it's not like we're filming all day, just in little burst. We have to replace the battery about 3 times, I'd say, and it never feels convenient, Ooh, that's heat. That is a fire shot, chat. I'm just saying, chat, McAllister always says he loves my B-roll, so. Just saying. I wanted to ask something. What's up, Dirk? No, it's GDR5, you're right. Yeah, I think you can get it in both, I think. I know a lot of cards, like, oh gosh, what's an example? I think the 1030, for example, the GT 1030 from NVIDIA, that card came in GDDR3 or 5, and it's actually a pretty good performance increase. Like, you wouldn't, you would see them be like, oh, they're the same VRAM, who cares? But surprisingly, the 5 version has a good amount more performance under the hood. All right, we'll go for a classic, we're gonna unbox stuff as we go, so then it's a little less work, I guess. Ryzen 5, 5500. What's up, Xenos? I was just making the joke when the stream started. I was like, what's up, B2 Nosy? What's up, Xenos? Before anybody even chatted. And then you weren't there. I was like, Xenos, what the heck? What the heliante? You know, so now we were talking about the other day. I'm curious, do you think you'll ever get your license? Or at this point, do you just, like, you've made it this far and there's, like, no reason you feel like? I was in the bathroom. Burning the old midnight oil. That's insane in my eyes. Your older cousin gets 80 Celsius in Fortnite creative. So I know that sounds like a lot. And don't get me wrong, if you touch 80C, I think that would probably burn you, right? Am I right, chat? Yeah. So I think that'd be like what, 160, 170 Fahrenheit, something like that. So it's one of those things where people really overreact about temps. Realistically, most graphics cards can get pretty close to 100 Celsius before there starts to be like thermal throttling or any serious issues. And really, CPUs are about in the same boat. I mean, a great example is Ryzen 5s and even, I mean, honestly, even Intel. A lot of those CPUs regularly will run between like 90 and 100C. I'm not saying that it's ideal, but I'm saying it's fine. Like, it's not gonna kill anything right away. All right. CPU and fan done. Move those off to the side. Let's go motherboard. Let's go mobile. Not the prettiest box, but I think we can make it work. What's up, Midnight? How you doing? Incredible Xander, thank you for the sub. Guys, thank you for the subs. We got Incredible Xander with a Prime 34-month sub. We got Midnight Prime 15 months. And then we had Grimlong giving out 5 subs. I see we also had a Brain Rot redeemed in chat. So this is our little Brain Rot guy. This is Tung. There you go. Here's your morning dose of brain rot, chat. You didn't do the voice. Tung, sir. I hope that was accurate. Let's get a close-up of the box. All the speckies. I wish this camera, which it probably has a setting, I just don't feel like finding it, but I wish it, whenever I was trying to do manual focus, it would automatically zoom in. That the zoom tech makes it a lot easier to focus. What's up, Ghetto Nerd Society? How are you doing? What's up, Xander? Oh, I said what's up. I mean, you know, you subbed. I saw you. How's it going? Say that. El Gucci? El Gucci banana. How about that? The Gucci banana. Haha, I got it. Gosh, I'm so freaking smart. Yeah, I went to the DMV yesterday and got my new motorcycle titled. Or not titled, but I got it licensed. So she is fully legal now, but I'm waiting on some parts. For those who don't know, I have an addiction, a problem. It's not drugs like it is for some people. Mine is buying shit that I don't need. So I already have a bike, a really nice bike too. It's a Ducati, and it's a 2023. I have no reason to ever own another bike aside from that one, but I have ended up with a 1971 Honda CB100, and I love it. I got it for $1,000 on Facebook Marketplace. You know, 5-speed manual, all the basic amenities of a you know, even a modern bike. Honestly, it doesn't have ABS, but other than that, everything's there. Turn signals, headlights, brake lights, and it's only 100cc, so she'll do about 60 on a good day. But that's why I wanted it. I wanted something quirky, something little, you know? Because I had a KTM before my Ducati, and I loved that thing. And honestly, I regret selling it because that was such a good bike. I mean, it was a 373 single cylinder, and it felt like it was so much bigger than that to me. It was very, very nimble, super fast revving, It had the, the TFT display, so very, very fancy display for it being, it was like a $3,500 bike brand new. It was like 3,500 or 4K at the dealer out the door when I bought it. I think it was a 2021. And I loved the trellis frame. Like, I loved that bike. It was awesome. And then in 2020, I think it'd be 2023, the very beginning, I special ordered my Ducati because I wanted the all black one. It's like the Ducati like Midnight Edition or something like that. And I mean, it's one of the cheaper Ducatis you can get. Besides, I think the cheapest would be the Scrambler, and then the Monster is like the next step up. So yeah, that's what I bought. And I like it a lot. It's just, it's one of those things where like it's not the same as, having a little nimble bike, It's pretty nimble, but it's not bad. This one stole your car. Jackson actually full on stole my car at the last in-person event. Yeah. Yeah, when you guys bring your, don't forget, September 29th, our next car show, or 27th. September 27th, take that back. It's a Saturday. If you bring your car, I will steal it. So just be prepared. Yeah, I'll probably, I don't know what car I'm gonna bring just yet. I might try to, if I can, I'll try to get 2 up there. But would be awesome is I might try to fit, I might bring my Datsun pickup truck and maybe put either the Honda in the back of it or that Suzuki moped I have. Be there in your 21-year-old Honda Accord. Hey man, some people, those are desirable. You got a 91 Ninja 250, 1989 Yamaha FZR 1000, and 2 R1s. All right, and tell me why the 91 Ninja 250 was your favorite. I don't know. For me, there's just something about like, and I think that's why I like Datsun so much too, is like, I've just never been a big fan of like, I love the sound of V8s and like, the drivability, but I've always loved the idea of like the underdog. You know what I mean? I'm the same way with computer tech too. I love the budget. I love like the lower end stuff, trying to make it do everything it can. Like I just love efficiency, I guess is the way I'd put it. So I've always loved the idea of like, getting a 100cc bike, for example, and like daily driving, like being able to, make that work while the other guys, are like on 1000cc like choppers and stuff, But like I said, I like everything. I think everything's cool. What do you think of my setup? 12400F, 6600 non-XT. I used to have a 1650 to get your new graphics card. Yeah, that's a good price performance build. How did the jump feel from the 1650 to the 6600? Oh, I just realized that. Oh, that's okay. I just realized I unboxed the RAM. I should have gotten B-roll of it in the box, but that's okay. I swapped that camera battery out and forgot who I was. Chat, we're doing the classic plant tech here. Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, I really like, I think just using like the plants as like the B-roll, foreground, background, like they work good for either. It's so good. It's like my hack, honestly. It's my secret tech, chat. Not in focus. There we go. Hi, I'm Dirk from YouTube. Can you read my comment on YouTube Live? Hold on. Yeah, it's funny. You went over to Twitch. I did read your comment, Dirk. Your one about the Oh wait, which one? I mean, I've read all your comments actually. I think I read your one about the ADC, and I told you an answer in that, and then I told you what I thought of your setup, and I even asked you a question. I asked you what you I said, that's a good price performance build. What type of, do you feel like you saw a big jump going from the 1650 to the 6600? I didn't hear you. It's all good. Yep, but I got you though. I read it. I read it. Permanent kill is number 11 of 24,000. Guys, we're about at 25,000 people in our toast system. Awesome. He doesn't look at my comments, and I've been here for years. Yeah, no, I'm selective with my comment reading, chat. You guys can't just use me, okay? For my knowledge, my database in my head. Now, how these things work, chat. You gotta earn it. Mr. Streamer. Mr. Streamer. I saw this really cool clip. Anyone in chat watch Good Mythical Morning? I saw a cool clip of them doing their first episode. I don't know, I guess it was the first episode of a season in 2012. It was crazy, man. Their background before was, I don't know why they thought that was it. I'm sure they had a reason for it, but it looked like a green screen. It was a green, corner of the room, but it still had all the stuff on the wall. Yeah, mention Instax camera and I'll read it. Instax cameras, something about cars. Yeah. Something like that. Plum asked if you saw the video he tagged you, and I mentioned it sent you some Discords. What did you tag? Where? Was it on Discord? Because I can't think of any that I've been tagged in that I saw. You got your 6600 for, or is that 16? Yeah, 6600 for 100 euros from eBay. You want to bid? Really great deal. Nice. I don't really know what the conversion is from euro to USD for 100. I know here a 6600 still goes for about 150-ish, maybe a little more on eBay. Ooh, I'm deleting that last clip. This looks so much better without the plastic. He tagged you in y'all's main. Okay, I'll try to check it out. I'll be honest, it might be difficult for me to see. About 112 bucks. Yeah, that's a good deal. I mean, the 1660 Ti I'm using in this build, I paid about 100 bucks. And the 6600 is definitely better. It has 2 more gigs of VRAM. It's newer. So, yeah, nice deal. Let's open the drive, chat. Open the drive. No. Message of PPUs in your 35.5K clip. What is 35.5? Like, that's how many views you got? Because if so, congrats. Ooh, can we get up in the leaves? Oh my gosh, chat, we're up in the leaves. So chat, I watched a American classic for the first time last night. I watched American Psycho. I'd never seen before, and I've mentioned this before. I think all movies are kind of like art, so I'll never like skip a movie, even if I think it's like horrible. That was one where it was definitely interesting. Like, I don't know. I don't want to. It didn't feel like it was a very good movie, but it was very well, really good actors, really well portrayed. And then the whole idea of it, like you can have both sides. Like that's the whole point, is like they want you to think maybe he really was a serial killer and everyone around him was so self-absorbed that nobody noticed he was a serial killer and they didn't care. Or there's the, the idea with a lot of the context clues that he was suffering from a lot of different disorders and he never actually even killed like anyone really. It was definitely, like I said, interesting movie. Pretty, like, I would almost describe it as boring a lot of the time and kind of confusing, but it's like once it's over, you kind of understand, like, oh, okay, there's like a bigger picture here. That's exactly how I felt about freaking Who's Eating Gilbert's Grapes or whatever. I never remember the title because holy crap. That was one of those movies that was like I said, art, but painful to watch. Best part was seeing Jared Leto get mercied. Or murked. Yeah, said mercied. You've never seen it either. You know, it's one of those ones where I feel like it's kind of like a Pulp Fiction kind of movie where it's like a cult classic, like worth seeing, but yeah. There's a lot of good quotes from it. Like, there's a super popular meme where it's what Grim said, let's see Paul Allen's card. That is a very common meme to get, like, people put different, like, games over top of it and stuff like that, different cars, where they're all comparing their cards, you know, and very nice, very nice. Requiem is a one-time is enough movie. Like I read that weird. I don't know if I've seen that. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not usually a big fan of movies that are like, how do I put it? Like, kind of complicated or confusing, or like they want you to do a lot of thinking. Like I said, I respect them. I wouldn't want to watch them again. Like, I'm glad I saw American Psycho. I don't plan on, if I don't have to, ever watching it again. I feel like one time was enough for me. I feel like Gilbert Grape, I'm glad I watched it. Wouldn't want to watch it again. I actually have not seen Fried Green Tomatoes. We have the, where is that box? For the freaking VCR tape. I called it a box. Where did that go? Did McAllister hide it? Oh, I think it might be right back there. Yeah, we still have the box somewhere too. So you guys know the story behind that, right? We went to a pawn shop and we were buying a PC there, and the name made us laugh. And so we ended up, you know, I made the joke to like the pawn shop guy. I don't know if he was the owner or what, but I was like, oh, that's a funny movie title. And I don't remember what exactly I said, but somehow he ended up throwing in that movie for free. Like, we bought the PC and we left with the PC and Fried Green Tomatoes somehow. And it always really pissed McAllister off because, like, we put it on the set. Like, we made a big deal out of it, and I think he hated that. For whatever freaking reason. Hell of a deal, I'm saying. I want to watch The Green Mile. You know, another movie that felt like art but was honestly like pretty freaking, I don't know, it felt boring to watch, was the newest, what was that movie? 28 Years Later. I just felt like I remembered the other ones being like really high octane and like good. And you know, we went and saw the last one in theaters, but like I said, I don't think it was bad. I just almost felt bad for the people because we brought a few people that had never seen the other ones. And I think not seeing the other ones just probably made them think the other ones must be horrible. That's on Netflix now. It's coming. What is it? Green Mile? What is my favorite movie? So, okay, one of the movies that comes to mind as like a movie that always like, it could always get me emotional. And I think it's because he's like one of my favorite quote unquote superheroes and stuff, would be Logan. I think Logan was an awesome movie. I think it was, I don't know, I just think in many ways it was really good. It's not like super duper action packed, but it has like a good story. I think it's a little bit of a tearjerker. I also, like, one movie I've seen like 4 times that is just one of those ones where it's like amazing is Saving Private Ryan. I'm definitely a big fan of like action. Big fan of action movies, big fan of like war style movies and stuff like that. I really like superhero movies. Like, I've seen all the I've seen most of the Marvel stuff in chronological order. I've seen all the X-Men in chronological order, all the Star Wars. I've seen parts of Shawshank. I don't think I've actually ever seen the movie. There's more than one, right? Favorite movies, anything with Mia Khalifa. Ah, yes, a female actress, well known. SPR is a real tearjerker. Watch Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that's an awesome movie series. I love Lord of the Rings. I think that it is a good series. And I'm not one of those people, like, I'm not a, I don't know how to describe it, because you guys are gonna laugh. I never consider myself really like to be a nerd. I think I definitely am. I fall into the category of nerd, but I'm not into anime. Like, I think anime is goofy as hell. The furthest I've gotten is like Arcane, which I did love, by the way. And like Avatar, but like the whole idea of like Japanese culture and just, I don't know, it freaks white people being in love with it. It weirds me out. But anyways, yeah, not a big fan of like anime. Not a big gamer, honestly, besides like competitive shooters and stuff like that, which I think is more of a, I don't know. Usually when I think nerd gaming, I don't really think of competitive. I think of like, you know, grindy single player like Dark Souls and games like that. Yeah, I don't remember where the hell I was going with that. You know, Kill Bill is one of those ones where I remember watching that and I had a similar vibe where I thought it was kind of a boring movie, but I know like it's a cult classic. I really like the John Wick movies. I don't think they're great in terms of like story and stuff, but in terms of like I mean, who doesn't love Keanu Reeves, right? I don't like anime, but I love Japanese art. You know, I'm in the same boat. I mean, look at me. I love JDM cars. I love the things that Japan makes. And you're probably like, well, they make anime. I love the things that they make. I have no desire to like travel there. I have no desire to like learn Japanese. I don't know. It's a weird culture. You know what I mean? And I don't mean Japanese. I mean the idea of like just people who just love like. I think some people just really like they fantasize. You know, about Japan and like the culture and stuff like that. I like the cars and the bikes and stuff. I like some of the tools. John Wick 1 is definitely up there. The others were just as good. Yeah, I mean, in terms of like the acting and like the live action kind of like fighting, I mean, they're top tier. My first PC is a good explanation of what I'd recommend on a base level. Depends on your situation. Went from the 5600 to the 6600. Oh, 5600 to 6600. But the Ryzen 5500 is a better deal, but the RX 6600 is a perfect GPU. So the way I would put it is the 6600 is a Gen 4 GPU, I think, right? Like Gen 4 by 8 or something. The 5600 is a CPU that allows for Gen 4 PCIe performance. The 5500 does not have Gen 4 performance at all. It can only do Gen 3. So I will say you are leaving a little bit of performance on the table not having the 5600 over the 5500, but it's not much. It's very, very close. It's definitely not like worth paying attention to is the way I guess I should put it, but it's just a food for thought. You know, if you haven't bought a 5500 yet and you're maybe thinking about like a really budget CPU. But on the flip side, food for thought, which I know that was a video that that's coming out. When is that coming out? Like next week, I think, early next week. Our AMD tier list. I already know you guys are going to, you're going to hate it. Well, you guys probably won't mind that much because we're all sort of on the same page, but I think. But, you know, I rated like almost anything Ryzen 9, I put in like freaking C and D tier. And honestly, a lot of the 5000 series, besides like the 5500 and like the 5600, I put in like D and F tier because the price to performance isn't good now. Like, I mean, the 5500 is awesome because it's like 62 to 70 bucks. But my problem is people still recommending 5000 series when you can get into AM5 like DDR5 builds. I mean, hell, I'm not saying I like the CPU has too many limitations, like the 8400F. But honestly, for no compromises, the 7500F you can get on Newegg for like, what are they, 130 chat, 140? And at that point, it's like, how can you even recommend like a 5600? 5500 I still kind of get, right? Because it's like $62. I mean, come on. With the cheap B415 DDR4, you can definitely spend less money overall, right? But it's like if you're trying to recommend like a 5600, 5600X, 5700X, if they're even near 120, 130 bucks, buy the 7500F, you know? Yeah, the new CPUs, I don't understand. Is there something I'm missing, chat? Like, why are they still releasing AM5 shit? Like, am I being like an AMD hater right now? And I love AMD. I don't get it. AM5 came out. How long has AM5 been out for now, chat? Like 5, 6 years? I just feel like we're with how good DDR5 and like AM5 is. I just don't get why we're still 2016. Okay, that is that seriously when 5000 series came out? It was 2016? Like, no, that can't be right. It had to have been like, what, like 2018, 2019? Yeah, I'm saying, why are they releasing new AM4 stuff? Okay, yeah. No, yeah, AM4 came, I'm not talking about when AM4 came out. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty old socket. I just meant like 5000 series. Like, when did the first 5000 series CPU launch? There is no AM6, that's why we're releasing AM5. What do you mean? I know there's no AM6. Okay, so AM5 was September 2022. Yeah, I mean, okay, so we're looking at AM5 has now been out for well, what is that, 3 years? A little over 3 years. I don't understand why we're still releasing AM4 5000 series CPUs that, if I'm not mistaken, I think has been out for 5 or 6 years now. I don't get it. Intel can't fall behind, release more 14 nanometer designs. Yeah, Intel, sadly, they've definitely fallen behind. In terms of the consumer base, I don't think their CPUs are really that far behind at all. I think people really over-exaggerate how much they think Intel is like bad and how far behind they are, but they're really not in terms of the price to performance. Like, they're not bad at all. People were just really butthurt about the whole oxidization thing, which is very quickly solved. And Intel did a pretty good job handling like RMAs and stuff. Like, we even did some. That is true, yeah. The Core i5, the Ultra i5 10110, which is basically, from what chat was saying, I have no clue if it's true, but they were saying it's basically a 12400F, which, by the way, I love the 12400F. I think it's one of the, I think it's one of the best price to performance CPUs out there right now. And it supports DDR5, which is sick. But I know some of y'all will be like, dead platform, The 10400F? That's so goofy. How much is it, though? Well, I don't know. It'd have to be really cheap. I just feel like, because there's, what is the other entry level? Can't you get the, what is it, the 225? Like the 225F, can't you get that for like 140, 150? Like, kind of pulling prices in my butt here. How far are we in? Yeah, we're 36 minutes in, and I'm almost done with the last B-roll shot, and then I can build the PC, which I have to record more. $200 MSRP, is it really that much still? Oh, my back. Oh, I should probably get some B-roll of the actual case before I forget. That was the one thing I forgot, was getting a B-roll of the RAM. I just opened it. I got too excited. Do a little hero shot here, chat. Save the D-roll shot for Joner. The D-roll shot. Should I upgrade to the 6700 from a 588 gig? I mean, that'd be a really big performance jump. I will say, keep in mind, make sure you're getting that for a really good price, because like the RX 6700 should perform, yeah, I think it'd perform worse. Let me think here. Yeah, it's definitely worse than the 9060 XT. Like, even the 9060 XT 8 gig. The 9060 XT 8 gig would like clap that card in a lot of the newer titles. You get a 5500, 5060 Ti, but unfortunately the PCIe, yep, look, we're talking about PCIe limitations here. So the 5060 Ti feels better in 5.0. I have 16 gigs of RAM, is on PC build good. Well, is it doing what you're wanting it to do? That's the biggest thing, is people always ask, like, is it good? I'm like, well, I think every build is good in its own way, depending on what you paid. I do see the limitation there. I think if you were to upgrade to like AM5 or like newer Intel that has Gen 5 support, you will probably see some FPS increase. I can't guarantee it's going to be a lot, but there may be some games where you get a pretty good amount. 9660 XT is roughly between the 7700 XT and 7800 XT. That sounds about right. And keep in mind, though, actually, the 9060 XT, though, even the 8 gig, has much, much, much better ray tracing performance than any other AMD GPUs that have been released in the past. So Matt and I have tested multiple 6000 and 7000 series GPUs against it. Like, I think we tested the RX 6800 against the 9060 XT, and the 9060 XT pretty much did better in everything, just because it just has much better upscaling tech, much better overall. Did Matt get permission from the audience for his holiday? No, sadly not. Not talking about politics. I didn't even see it. Oh, thank you for the super chat. $5, $4.99 to be exact. So you get a PC for $300 that has a 1660 Super, 32 gigs of RAM, and a Ryzen 3900X. That's an interesting combo. You're thinking about dropping a 9060 XT 16 gig and chilling for a bit. You will very much be chill with that. That'd be a dope build. It's an interesting build. It's crazy you got a Ryzen 9 with a pretty budget CPU, but budget GPU. I see that happen a lot though, where it's like weird pre-builds. It's really common in pre-builds. Matt and I always make that joke. That's honestly where I think PC Bros, we have a big competitive edge because we're actually gamers. We actually stream. We know what we're doing. So many of these freaking companies, they just know numbers and they know what people will buy. You know what I mean? Because that's all they care about is making money. And it's crazy because I see builds all the time where it'll be like, the Ultra 7s, the Intel i7s, Ryzen 7s, even Ryzen 9s with like the entry-level GPUs of the time. So like RTX 4060, RTX 5060 makes no sense price to performance wise. Makes no sense. Hello man, do you have any idea how to zoom out my display? It's like zoomed in, you can only see the taskbar. That's really zoomed in. Make sure your resolution's right. If the resolution's right, make sure the scaling is right. Those are both the display settings. If both of those are correct, you may have some weird scaling thing that you've done or for some reason happened on your PC. You can either change that in the NVIDIA app or the AMD app, depending on what you have. And that's like physical screen scaling is what I'm talking about, which I've not used in a long time, but which realistically, Windows scaling, as long as the resolution's right, that shouldn't make it to where it's like zoom. I mean, it'll be zoomed in, like everything will be big, but it'll still fit everything on the screen. It sounds like you have like, somehow your monitor is scaled to the point that it's zoomed in past things. Like it's actually almost changed the resolution in a way. That makes any sense at all? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Last night's game was wild. Good thing I don't watch sports. What happened in the game, Kermit? Who was it and what happened? 7900 XTX for $699. Is that a good deal? Man, that's tough. Because, the 700 XTX is still technically AMD's like best GPU. Has the most VRAM. It performs well. It's a good card. I just think the 9070 XT, and this is this is based, right? Like, this is maybe unpopular. I think the 9070 XT is better in like every way. I don't care if maybe in some games it'll get a couple less FPS. Just the ray tracing capabilities, the better streaming encoder, which is a lot better than 7000 series, better upscaling tech with like FSR. Yeah, I think that the 9070 XT is just better in every way. I know some people still argue, well, the 700 XT has like more VRAM and more this, more that. Like, see, Pekkish is on it too. I don't see why anybody would buy the 700 XTX now. That's my opinion. I do think $699 is a good price for that GPU though. It's just, you could buy a 9070 XT for about that price. And me personally, I would much rather buy that to get all of the longevity, the newer technologies, and overall, like, similar results in terms of FPS. And if you do upscaling, you're going to get way better results on the 9070. 700 XTX is only for people who need the VRAM, and most people don't. Most people think they do, and they don't. 16 gigs is like, the way I would put it, 16 gigs is pretty much, in my mind, top of the line for 99% of people out there. I've already watched Indian videos, but it didn't help me. That's a crazy statement. This case is so light, dude, when it doesn't have the glass on it, especially. I think that's where like a quarter of the weight comes in as the glass. All right, chat, we can finally start building. We've done a good 42 minutes of talking and parts B-roll. And now I have to record more. All right, no big deal, we got this. This part's usually a little bit quicker than the parts B-roll. At least it feels more action-packed, I guess. I don't have to set up the shots quite as fancy, I can kind of just basically build and record it. All right, it is CPU and cooler time. Line up the arrow, chat. Don't bend the pins. Two very hard things to do, am I right? You upgraded from the Ryzen 5 5500 to a 5600X. Very nice. Yeah, the 4500's a a pretty cool kind of OG CPU, but it did have its limitations. It was Gen 3 only, like lower clock speeds. I think less L3 cache and stuff than 5000 series. 5600X. Good choice. You know what I mean? You're gonna get you got Gen 4x16 support now. You definitely have better clock speeds and stuff. The cores are stronger. Upgraded from, where was that? Can you get a 9070 XT for $699? I don't know. I know that's the MSRP that it should be. I'm guessing they're probably still going for closer to like, what, 750, chat? Why the jump is twice and the VRAM is still the same? 350, 9060 XT, 16 gig, 9070 XT, 16. So, okay. VRAM, the way I would put it is, don't pay much attention to VRAM. And what I mean by that is just get a card that has 8 to 16. Don't look at the VRAM, look at the FPS. Look at the price to performance. The 9060 XT 16 gig is an awesome card. I love it. It's one of the best bang for buck CPUs in the lower end. For the top end, the 9070 XT is one of the best bang for bucks. And you do get a lot more FPS and a lot more productivity support out of the 9070 XT. So even though they have the same amount of VRAM, they do not perform close to the same. They're pretty significantly different. But you kind of get what you pay for, you know? So even though the 9070 costs a lot more, you definitely see it. And you know, I ran the normal 9070 at home for a little bit, like the non-XT version, and I loved it. It felt very similar to my RTX 4070 that I had at the time, which I thought that was a pretty legendary GPU. It had, had less VRAM, but performed amazing for the price. And your RX 640 must be good with 2 gigs. Well, there's limitations, chat. No Jackson, my game Warzone, I bought back like 6 times, fighting 2 teams, slipping, sliding all over the place, throwing, ended up solo, looks like a 1v3, just fought all the bypacks and still took the dub. Oh, okay, nice. So you gave me a number earlier, you said like 36K, was that like score, or was that like how many views the short got on like YouTube or something? I'm sure you probably answered this earlier, by the way, I'm kind of busy. I'm a little bit busy here, chat. Is the 9070 fit for 4K, similar to the 7900 XTX? Well, I will say, so VRAM matters more and more as you go up in resolutions. Now, do I think that, I don't think there's any card in the market, even in my opinion, the 5090, I do not love for 4K. Matt and I have tested it multiple times. We've had like, 5, 6 5090s come through here. Very nice amount of views, Kermit. I think 1440p is like the god tier resolution. I think for enthusiasts, 4K is cool. I know it can play it. I know the 9070 XT and like the 700 XTX, the 5090, like they can do 4K. I just don't prefer it. I think it's kind of redonkulous, and you just lose too much performance to get like very marginal picture gains. But my opinion, chat. My opinion versus yours. But no, I mean, even then, I would still get the 9070 XT for 4K because of the upscaling tech. You're probably going to need to run upscaling in certain games to be able to get, over, I'd say, like 80 FPS, especially if you're running like higher settings. And even though the 700 XTX has a good amount more VRAM, the 9070 XT with new FSR and stuff will perform a good amount better with upscaling. Like I said, chat, I don't really have a scenario where if the pricing is similar, that I will recommend the 700 XTX over the 9070 XT. Even if you tell me that you do like productivity and stuff like that, I would still go with the 9070 XT. It just has much newer technologies. And there's certain perks with it that make it worth taking less VRAM. 9070 XT is fine in 4K if you're not being sweaty esports. Well, and even then, Grimlong, you know, technically with esports, you know, most of them run a lot better than like the AAAs in terms of FPS. So like, you know, if you're playing like CS, like I think the 9070 XT in like CS lower settings 4K, you'll probably get 300 FPS. Same with like Valorant. Like esports titles are pretty easy to run. So it's a toss up, you know, it's a toss up. Like I said, I know like 4K, there's cards out there that will run it. I mean, Matt and I, we do it all the time for testing. I just don't like it. I just think we're not quite ready yet. I don't think that the cards that are out, I mean, it just feels like we're forcing 4K on them. I think that they're very 1440p capable, but when there's still certain games that I'm not getting like high FPS at 4K, I just can't really recommend it yet. I just think 1440p looks so good too, you know? FPS and like RPG just matters less. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's where, you know, it's cool having like the higher settings and like, you know, having 4K is the people who are just mainly playing like single player role playing and stuff, you know? But even then, like a lot of the games that I play that are single player, I think they just look so good at 1440. Like I would rather run, this is a question we get a lot. I would rather run 1440p high or ultra settings than 4K medium settings, right? Like I would much rather just have everything maxed out, like ray tracing on, because like let's say the difference is I'm getting 100 FPS at 1440p medium settings versus, or sorry, 1440p ultra settings, I'm getting 100 FPS, but then if I go 4K medium settings, I'm getting like 60 FPS. I would much rather have a little more FPS because my monitor is, you know, high refresh rate. It looks a lot better. As someone who is, I'm not a big high refresh rate guy. I mean, my monitors are 180 hertz. Other people here running like 240, 300 OLEDs and shit. I don't care about refresh rate that much, but even then, I still want more than 60 FPS. I think 60 FPS I can see right away now. And I want more, chat. Burn me at the stake, I want more. All right, let's pop into IO here. The EIO here. You bought the 5090 to do 4K ultra settings, 240 hertz. Sadly, can't do it. Yeah, I mean that's what I mean, Grimlong. Like it's, I mean, and you know, hopefully, because you got the monitor, so you got the ingredients. You just need someone to release a card that can really do it. And so that's why I just tell people I think we're still not quite there. I know that it's doable. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just, you know, my recommendation is 1440p, chat. Even if you have like a 5090. Assuming you're like an FPS chaser, you know, or you just want really good performance. And I think the same for console too, by the way. I think it's really dumb still how like, because I mean every freaking TV out there is like 4K. I wish that console was also kind of pushing just 1440p because, you know, that's what's happening to a lot of people is they buy a really expensive 4K monitor for their console, which they do not need. Like you're not getting the actual performance. And then, you know, they're like, oh, I'm going to get into PC gaming. And then they realize they have a 4K monitor, so now they have to spend $3 grand to get similar feeling performance to the console because they want to run everything like native, you know? So that's another reason why I just don't like 4K stuff, is I feel like it brings a false perception on the market. A false profit. 4K. Can I get a decent PC? I don't know, you got money? I got PCBros.tech if you're in the US. Wow, in there. Hey, that's what I see. Your name's Beluga Pixel. I have a Google Pixel. Probably not even close to why your name's that, but you know. Trying to chat here. Trying to relate to you guys. Hey, let's get a little screw-in shot. The more you buy, the more they give away. Yeah, we do a lot of giveaways, guys. If you all didn't know, we do a giveaway every single month. So and that's here on Twitch. We just did our last one. It's every second Friday of the month, typically. What do the demographics look like for the channel? So, man, you know, I'm kind of going off the dome here because I don't look very often. I would say like 90% male. Probably about 85 to 90% US. The rest would be like Canada, India, places like that. I think our age demographic is now, for a long time it was like, I think it was like 18 to 24. But I think now we got a pretty healthy split of like 18 to 24 and then 25 to like 32 or something like that. And like we have like a little bit of all over. Like we have, you know, some that are like 65 older, some that are 18 under. But to be fair, I think with YouTube, a lot of the, I think the age analytics are often pretty wrong because I think there's a lot more kids that watch, but they want to be able to watch like stuff that has the filters on it, so they'll put over 18. But just based on our Twitch chat even, we get a lot of younger people in here. 99% male, 1% is mom. Oh, thanks, Michael. Thanks for that. Identify as a god of luck. God of luck. That's crazy. All right, motherboard screwed in. Yeah, this build could get done. What are the total costs for this build? So this build's gonna be a YouTube video that's kind of complicated. It's basically like a challenge. Our video editor is gonna be running this PC for a month. He may be upgrading it along the way. But as it sits right now, this build will be for sale for $575. Pretty good deal. It's $575, 30-day warranty, that's parts and labor. Honestly, if you make it past a few days and nothing happens, then the PC's gonna be fine for a really long time. It's usually how PCs work. But yeah, this PC will be for sale after, it's gonna end up being about a month and a half from now probably. Because McAllister's gonna be running it for a month. There's a chance though that it may get upgraded along the way, and if that happens, the price will change obviously, but yeah, not a bad build for that price at all. I'd say it's quite respectable, Princess. Oh gosh, we're getting about that time where Jonah and the gang are gonna roll in. I'm gonna go from peace and harmony and talking to chat to Jonah touching my build. That peel though, that was a nice peel, wasn't it? Can someone please answer my question in chat? Thank you. That's how I read that. What's your question? How do you calculate what you'll sell it for? That's a good question, Uncle. It should be much more scientific than it is, but it is not. I plan about 90% of the builds that are sold at PC Bros. I literally do the build, and then I kind of just, we buy and sell so many builds and PC parts that I got pretty good ideas in my head of like what things should be worth. This build being lower end and having like a used GPU, my mind said, let's not try to make much money on this build. Like, let me give you an idea. We built this PC for $459. So we're gonna sell it for $575. Now let's think, we have my labor, right? Like I'm building this PC for you. And then we also have Windows 11 Pro installed, tested, and activated on it. And on top of that, it comes with a warranty that's parts and labor. And it's enough of a warranty to get you up and running to make sure that everything is crystal clear before, you know, it expires. We also go through and do all the drivers, we do all the updates, we benchmark it, we make sure that it's stable, and it gets shipped to your door, safe and sound, good to go. So it's one of those things where when you, and also we gotta pay for packaging. I gotta pay for labor for the employees to package it and all that stuff. So when you really do the math there, and in some people's mind, I think they hear the price that we paid and the price that we're just gonna sell it for, and they're like, wow, you're gonna make $125? Like, no, nowhere close to that. We have to pay for the Windows activation. The packaging alone, because we do the expanding foam in the inside, we do you know, double corrugated box. That's about another $10 to $20 in packaging materials. And then however much, I mean, usually our PCs to test and box and get Windows and all the drivers, that's about 2 hours of labor. We don't pay anyone here less than like 20 an hour. So when you do the math there, it's like there goes another 40 bucks. Where's the profit left on this build? And then obviously, like anything else in the world, PayPal, credit card, there's fees. The fees are typically about 2.5%. So when you do the math there, you're going, I mean, you're going down quickly. You're going from making like 125 that we maybe will make like 30 or 40 bucks on this build. So For any of the people out there that wondered, you know, what do we make? It's like not much after everything's said and done. This is McAllister's challenge PC. Yep. His month-long build challenge, or like swap. I don't know if you guys even know about this.
Oh, his.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's downgrading.
Oh, he hasn't started.
No.
Oh.
No. And I didn't have anything else to build, and
Oh, you already started.
No, not yet. So his build's $458, so he's going from his, you know, $1,000-something build. Basically, the whole premise is that he'll, No, this will be like replacing. He's gonna have to bring in his console and his PC, so that his only way to game will be this. He's only getting 512 gigs of storage. I think that's gonna be the first thing he upgrades, honestly, because I think in his mind he's like, well, it's cheap. It's like $50 for an extra terabyte. But the idea is that he gets to keep, because there had to be some incentive. So this was his idea, and he really, you know, he likes money. He's money driven, like all of us. So he was like, you know, how about any of the money that's left over I get to keep? And I was like, sure. So basically, it's either going to be a horrible month of gaming for him if he really wants to be cheap, or he'll have no money left because he will have upgraded the hell out of this build. Let's see. I was thinking about adding some fun stipulations, like Matt and I take away money if we find out, like, you know, that he's not gaming, or that, like, he's maybe, like, gimping himself so that he can keep more money. So it'd be like, oh, you know, you lose $20 every day that, like, we find out you gamed for less than an hour. You know what I mean? Because we know that we basically want this to be really fair and like no cheating involved. And now McAllister, you can't play D&D every day for 5 hours. I said that to chat. I said, I need to hurry up and finish this build. Jonah's about to show up and start touching things and. Yep, it's a budget build, Jonah. So that's going to be one of the, when McAllister says he wants an extra drive, so I'm like, well, McAllister, you built yourself a cheap PC. We're gonna have to go with the SATA drive or something, buddy. The whole idea of the video, like the title that I want to go with, is our PC gamers spoiled. So it's basically like, you know, we built a very respectable entry-level gaming PC. McAllister claims that he does not give a shit about his PC parts, like he doesn't care about them. But he has a really good build, and we just don't think he knows it, you know? And it's like, we're going to find out really quickly if he actually, you know, needs a lot better than he thinks he does. I'm almost done. Let me ride this out. I've spent an hour getting B-roll of parts. I want to see it through at this point, you know? Oh, wow. But thank you, though. Thanks, man. I finished both those videos the other day, by the way. I got thumbnails, too. Hey, Zach. Will you look at the two videos the all-in-one and the sleeper, and will you tell me if you think the thumbnails are okay? Yeah, we're on the home stretch. Put the camera up back here. Do a little bit of time-lapse footage now. Switch it up a little bit. Coming from a 1050 Ti, I definitely appreciate my PC now. Awesome, Midnight. Yeah, you won 2 of our giveaways, right? On me on like repeat. But I cannot answer. Oh, McAllister. You know what this build is? Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. It's probably going to be like next week though, like early. I'm just doing the build, and I'm thinking, you know, I don't want to have Matt out of the video completely, so I figured Monday we'll quickly do the intro. I want to do, by the way, I want to do an intro where it's like you don't know what's going on. We're going to be like, you know, so yeah, McAllister has no clue why we're bringing him in here, but we told him to bring in his console and his PC, probably because he thinks we're going to upgrade them, but really we're going to keep them for a month.
You know, you should be gonna do like the bit. The bit. I'm like, I'm so excited. Like, I don't really like parts. I'm super excited. I don't know what's gonna be.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, I'm like, I hand him the ball, and it's like, yeah, sweet.
We'll go put him in the mezzanine. We'll say McAllister's scared of heights.
Where's the key? Bring on a giant ice block, and it's very in the center. And it's like, yeah, let's take a month to melt.
That would be insane. Plot twist.
No, I care what happened last night. That was stupid. It was just passes us. She decided to scare the shit out of me last night. Test. Okay, cool. No, okay. So my fiance is asleep on the couch. I've been playing Phasmophobia for 3 hours. So like, I'm in a kind of a spooky mood. I'm not a good like scary ghost game guy. So occasionally it gets me a little on edge when I'm done with that. Like I've learned I shouldn't play Phasmophobia, then go to bed. I don't sleep as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting up at 12 to go check on her, and I'm gonna go to bed after, even though I know I shouldn't. Like it's gonna like even though it's at 12 I should go to bed, but I'm gonna stay up a little bit longer to like kind of decompress from Phasmophobia. My fiance's on the couch. She's asleep, and I walk over and I go, "Hey, Bean, hey," and she goes, I'm like, she's been known to sleep talk at me before and not remember any of this conversation. And so I'm like, oh, she's about to start sleep talking. I'm like, hey, get up. She goes, no. And starts like whining at me. I'm like, what is this? And she goes, so I walk away because my assumption is I woke her up. She's upset with me. So now she wants to go back to bed. Yeah. So I walk away and she goes, where are you going? And I'm like, no way, dude, you can say that. So I look over, I'm trying to see if her eyes are awake. Yeah, they're open a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I walk over and I'm like, hey, Bean, what's wrong? And she goes, yeah, they're going to be here soon. Oh, what? I'm like, what? And I was like, what did you say? She's like, you got to let them in 5 minutes. And I'm like, no, you're not saying that. And I'm like, Bean, are you? And she rolls over. And I'm like, no way. I tap her.
You said you can't go back to bed.
I tap her. I'm like, you got to wake up. You've got to wake up. And she goes, and she's like getting really mad at me now because I'm waking her up. And I'm like, what did you mean? She goes, gotta let them in. They're gonna be soon. And I'm like, no, dude. I had to go to my room. I started a timer for 4 minutes. I assume that's how long is left.
That's
and
insane.
I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting there, and I may or may not have my protective thing nearby because I'm just like,
shoot the ghost.
I don't know, dude. They're gonna be there in 4 minutes, and I don't want to be unprepared. And it scared the hell out of me. And it scared me so bad. I played games for another hour so that I would like
forget.
I would just kind of calm down, and like the 5 minutes has passed for sure. Like she's not meaning that. So yeah, I slept for another hour, and then I go to get her, and I like tap her. I'm like, "Bean, you need to wake up and to go to bed." And I try like 4 times to get her up. She will not move, and I was like, "All right, you're sleeping here." And I went to bed, dude. I told her, I was like, "I don't usually. You get mad at me when I go to bed."
I straight up just, if Emily's on the couch, I let her sleep because for me, it's like I'm one of those people. I love to like just starfish on the bed. Yeah. So like if Emily's on the couch, bro, I'm just like,
treat.
Woo.
For me, it's like she wants to cuddle. And the problem is she falls asleep on the couch. So she's gotten 4 hours of rest because she fell asleep at like 8 o'clock. And now I haven't slept at all, and I'm tired. I waited to the last minute to go to bed. I can't sleep cuddling. So she's like,
can't either.
She waits. She goes to bed. I wake her up, and then she's like, let me in. And I'm like, what? And she goes, let me in. I'm like, it's 2 a.m, Bean. I got to go to bed. I got work tomorrow. She's like, I know, you chose to stay up. And I'm like, true. This is true. And I hate it. I hate it so much.
That's so funny. You chose to stay up.
Yeah. She's right. It's like, you can't take this away from me because you chose to make a poor decision. And I'm like, I can't really argue that one. So there's my update, chat, on what I did last night.
Sounds like fun.
Thank you.
I'm going to turn off and put it back in there?
Yeah, basically. Good idea. Which one? The sleeper? Oh, it shouldn't be too bad. We got a fun intro, by the way. It's not anything too crazy, but a little B-roll intro. A lot of the files, by the way, are just B-roll. Like a lot of them. So it's really not too bad.
I don't know.
It went great. It went good. There was a couple mods we had to make, but we just did B-roll of them because it wasn't serious. They were very simple every time.
What made it? I thought for end of day yesterday.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, the Dremel.
Yeah, no, that can't. Right? That can't.
Yep. Yeah, that was the I/O shield. So you know, like the I/O shield back here.
Yeah, yeah.
It was built in on the case. Like there was one from I don't even know what motherboard that would have been,
Just
but
on the sleeper itself.
it was literally like stamped into the actual metal. So I had to cut it out. It was weird. Oh my God, chat, chat, the camera, the camera. Stop. Oh my God. Oh, Zach, did you see? You did? Sweet. Are you excited? Because I'm excited, dude. I think go to like Qdoba or Taco Bell for lunch. I just want to see his new scooter. He said it'll be like 28, and I need to see it.
No, it actually.
Really?
So
Is it? So is this fast enough where it almost feels like you should have gear on? Like, is it that kind of speed? No, yeah, I want to. Just yeah, yesterday I didn't leave here till like 6 something yesterday. I watched the freaking hour-long marathon AMD thing. No, I know. I just that's kind of why I did it. I was like, I want McAllister to actually be able to take off if he wants. Yeah, no problem. And I was excited because I really want to get those other videos just finished too, so that I don't have to like. I mean, dude, I was like stressed yesterday, man. Yeah. And I still need to do all the. I need to do the shorts. I'm gonna try to do like 3 today.
And then I looked at him. Do you remember I looked at him like you?
Yeah, yeah.
And, oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
No, I remember when he it was during the meeting he was explaining why. It made no sense to me either. I don't think anybody understood at first.
Whatever he like he was before I chose.
No, yeah, it was so funny though when he was explaining it. I was like, I don't understand what you're saying right now. All right, go get to work. I'm gonna try to get you, like I said, 2 or 3 shorts today. I guess I have to if you're gonna take off tomorrow. Oh, I might need to get bored in that, honestly, so we have the weekend. It's a lot of shorts to cook with, but I think if I... Yeah, I'll tell you what, right when the stream ends, I will go ahead and start on those. Oh, you're gonna build the... Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Dude, the brief was kind of cool. I talked to our homie Frito, and I don't know, he was sitting in it while he was talking to me, and he was like, I'm gonna be honest, man, for the price, he's like, I think it's one of the best gaming chairs out there. I was like, sweet. Excited to see it. He did say that if you roll near your desk, it will ask if you want to download the Razer software. No, I'm totally kidding. We did make that joke. That was really, like, he loved it. I mean, yeah. Yeah. You remember we had a chair like that, Zach? So stupid. No, because like as soon as you spin, it's just like, oh, there's the cable.
Yeah, there was.
Mm-hmm.
They work.
Okay.
They are,
That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah. Well, those things are like.
I would like to do for both of those. The vision's very simple. I'm sure you see both. For the sleeper, one me holding it, one of just the PC. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's right there, so.
Like a one where like.
Uh-huh. All right, chat. Give me just. I don't want to do it, chat. Oh. We came up with the name in high school. We didn't want a name that had tech around it because we didn't really know if that's what this channel was going to be. Obviously, it turned into that because we had a passion for it and the videos did really well. But yeah, we didn't want to be like something tech, bros, you know, whatever. We wanted to have bros in the name though, just to insinuate that there was like more than one of us. And yeah, we just want something fun, you know. I always tell people like, look at Apple, right? Steve Jobs' explanation on that, where he's like, I want something that's easy to remember, something that's like your everyday life. Toast is pretty easy to remember. Bros just kind of insinuates like friends more than one. So it was a pretty easy choice. We had a couple other names that we thought about, but Toasty Bros just was fun. And it's been good. It's been nice. We've been able to really easily brand things around the whole Bros name. Really brand things around the Toast name as well. It's kind of like our, it's not, I know it's not a trademark, but that feels like our trademark, you know, is Bros and Toast. Anything involving those, nobody can have, okay? Just kidding. There are many people that had that way before us. Yeah, sorry, chat. I know the last, like, freaking 15 minutes I've not read chat much. I was trying to finish up this build, and also I had people talking to me in here, so was not really able to read much. What's up? Yeah, I'm gonna finish. No. Ooh. No, it's because I had to film all this. I had to get parts B-roll and B-roll of me building it. Fine. I told him to bring it, actually. I wanted to try it. That'll do like 30 miles an hour. I mean, that's a motorcycle. Probably. That I can agree with. Don't you dare summon Bro's command that'll stream besides you. Command, thine command. All right, I need to tell Jonah to get B-roll of this build. Hey, not a bad looking build, chat. Not a bad looking build. All right, chat, I'm gonna attempt to do the raid from in here so I don't have to leave you guys with no one. Put these things up, put that up. Throw away the box. The bucks. Move this. Boop. All right, chat. Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Tomorrow, I think I got a pretty high-end PC to build. I think I got a 7800X 3D with maybe like a 9070 XT PC. CPU showing up today. So, yeah, excited about that build. Did we get a guide to the raid? Nope. Very cool. Means I get to actually find someone. But yeah, we'll have a nice high-end build tomorrow. Nice switch up, right? You got a low-end build today, budget build. All right. See what friends we got that are live. I think Kai Sinat. A lot of freaking giant waffle. He's playing racing. That looks fun.
Ricardo, what a...
Oh, he's watching racing. Oh, interesting. All right, chat. You guys are going to get a switch up here. He's watching, looks like Formula 1. Something like that. Or he's playing the game and I'm just really dumb. And it's really high graphics. All right, guys. We're rating Giant Waffle. We hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. We'll see you all tomorrow morning. Same time, chat. Well, later. I literally can't see the rate. There it is. All right, see you guys.